How's it going, guys? I haven't G'd this one up or anything, so it's probably not really going to get too many people popping up straight away. That's okay. Yesterday, I dropped the new music video for I Don't Wanna Cry, and it's probably my best music video that I have released to date. So I'm super stoked with how it turned out. I only recorded it at my house. The camera footage just turned out unreal. I ended up slowing down the stripped back version of the song, and it actually resulted in it having all new what's the word I'm looking for? It sounded a lot easier to understand the lyrics, just because it's a bit slower. You can sort of take them in that little bit more. I feel like the original version is more vocally challenging and impressive, but I feel like with this one being a bit slower, it's in a different key as well. And having listened to the song so much, because I not only recorded everything, but I also produced it and mixed the whole beat and the song when I first quit drinking about a year, almost a year ago, I think it was. I quit vaping almost a year ago. So yeah, drinking would have been even further back then. And just to clarify, I don't never drink. So the problem is, I used to just drink way too much compared to now. So now I only have, probably less than 10 drinks an entire year since I properly gave up drinking as part of my lifestyle altogether. Yeah. So I might just message my Instagram and my other social medias quickly, just to see if we can get some other people on the live stream. Give me one moment. Yo guys, I'm on live on YouTube right now, so hit the link in my bio if you want to watch the live stream. Go through to my channel and click the live stream Q&A. Ask any questions you might want to along the way as well. Alright, sweet. So I've just let some people on Instagram know, see how many people can get on. I've got a couple people on now. Hello, how's it going? We're just promoting the new music video that just dropped on my YouTube yesterday. It's called I Don't Wanna Cry. It's a stripped back version of my latest single on Spotify. And I was just explaining how the song is a lot slower now than the original version when I did the stripped back version. It's also in a slightly different key as well. So I found that recording this stripped back version had a lot more emotional intensity, just since the song itself is actually easier to sing in the different key, and the fact that it's also a little bit slower. So the original version is definitely a bit more challenging, but the stripped back version, because of the fact it's a bit slower, I felt like I'd learnt the song a bit better. I was able to deliver the vocal lines 100% intensity wise, and I just feel like it emotionally really cuts through as well. So just basically trying to promote that, raise some awareness for that as well. So if you have checked that one out, let me know in the comments if you enjoy it anyway. I'll see if anyone's in the live chat now. What am I doing? I'm just promoting the new single that just dropped. So it's on my YouTube page. The first video that's there, man. If you want to check that one out, share that too. Where'd your name gone? Sabah Ali, shout out, man. How you going? Where you watching from? Anyway, guys, the meaning of the actual song itself, it's actually about alcohol addiction and just the struggles that I feel like we all go through drinking in today's modern world. When we go to a pub or club or any wedding or anything like that, they always glamorize alcohol as being the thing that makes people relax at the end of the day. You see men drinking beers in movies whenever they're having a good time, and then whenever times are going hard, they're drinking whiskey, right? So, and with women, it's the opposite. So they'll be drinking champagne when it's a good time in the movies, and then when they're having a hard time, they're drinking the wine, right? So basically, I might have had some good times drinking in the past. Problem is, I never was able to really remember those good times that I was experiencing when I was drinking. So, and that's just got to do with the way my own brain works as well. So, I've had short-term memory loss for as long as I know. So, I was diagnosed when I was about 15 years old with ADHD, executive dysfunction, and it mainly affected my short-term memory. So, my long-term memory is actually supposed to be better than most people's regular long-term memory, but alcohol just completely fucks it, if I'm going to be honest. So basically the song is just addressing all those negative feelings that I had when I was drinking. It's not all sad. There's a lot of sad songs out these days, so I feel like it invokes a little bit more hope within the lyrics as well, but it's definitely coming from that sort of sad depression, sort of depressed, sad sort of mind state in terms of the lyrics. And when I wrote the lyrics, these lyrics, they're not meant to be super I'm not competing for rap god or trying to come up with the best wordplay or anything like that. These lyrics are just meant to be feelings that we all experience, the things you tell yourself when you're having that really negative time, that you find really hard to put into words in everyday sort of regular conversation. Anyway, so yeah, in terms of the lyrics, it goes, I'm addicted because I don't want to be by myself. I drink and smoke because my mind is a hell. I don't know who I am. I've become just a shell of the boy I used to be because I'm addicted. And that's one of the hooks in the song. So it's just meant to be a hook. It's all sung. It's all melodic. I wrote the melodies over. Just in my darkest moment, I was at that suicidal point where I didn't know if I wanted to be around much longer, and I was drinking to try and feel better, and then when I wasn't drinking, life was a living fucking hell. So if we talk about, I'm not condemning alcohol by no means. If you do drink socially and it doesn't wreck your life, all the power to you. I actually applaud that. If anything, I feel like I've probably just drank too much during my teen years, during my early 20s, and just experienced too much of that. Like when I first turned 18, the first thing I did was I went on a week-long bender. So it started on a Wednesday. It was uni night. The drinks were really cheap. Me and my friend Brett, we went out on a Wednesday. The club finished at 3 p.m. and then we had a nap. Probably woke up still at 9 a.m. And the next night we were in Sydney at a club back then called Hot Damn. They had some bands play, I think they were like some hardcore or some sort of metal band, maybe The Artist Murder or something was playing at the club in Sydney. And then it became a full-on nightclub after that. It didn't shut till 4 a.m. So we got back to the Central Coast where my mate Brett was living at the time. Went back to his place and had another little nap, and then we were in Maitland's the next night, Friday, 5 p.m. till about 3 in the morning. And then Saturday night back in Sydney. Back in Sydney at the SFX, it was called. It was a fairy wing party, right? So what they had was, it was like a party that had either a funny hat, right? You have to either wear a funny hat, silly glasses, or fairy wings. So that's what the posters said, right? Looking back, we're pretty stupid because we thought that we had to wear all three of those things. So me and my mate Brett were like, where the hell are we going to get fairy wings from, right? So luckily I had my sisters that they had a dress up party recently, maybe for Halloween or something, and they had these fairy wings. So snagged those ones. We chucked the fairy wings on our back, and then we chucked on these Kanye West looking glasses, both of us, with the bedazzled jewels and stuff. And we had this silly hat. So if you can imagine like the Daniel Boone sort of furry hat that goes on top with the raccoon tail coming off it, that's the type of hat we're wearing, with the Kanye glasses and the fairy wings. And we get to SFX, this nightclub, after being out for 3 nights in a row, getting minimal sleep, drinking the whole time. And yeah, we're at this nightclub in Sydney, and we're the only people there with all three of those things. There was plenty of girls with fairy wings. There's plenty of dudes with silly glasses or, you know, a funny hat on. But we were wearing all three of these things. And to make matters worse, we were popping these caffeine no-dose pills. They were, because we were struggling to keep awake even at the start of the night. So we were having that. And we've been drinking, me and Brett have been drinking this bottle of wine, because I think we were really broke. I was only 18, and it's all we could really afford if we wanted money for drinks while we're there. So yeah, it wasn't good. At about 3 in the morning, I started vomiting, and basically there was this girl that basically helped me not get kicked out of the club, because she knew that I would be completely fucked. She was hanging out with my mate Brett, and so she took me to the bathroom and, you know, was saying I need to make myself vomit and all of that to, you know, not like pass out. But I was still passing out. But anyway, you know, that was the worst morning of my life. The train ride back, I just remember being in complete agony, my whole entire body. It was really weird, a caffeine overdose, but I found out later that the amount of caffeine we had was like something like 1.5 times the lethal dose, if you can believe that shit. So yeah, like just experiences like that, you know, if I'm going out. The funny thing is, the next morning I ended up waking up, and then that night, on the Sunday night, we ended up going out in Newcastle to a place called the Brewery, right at the peak tip of Newcastle, and we did the whole thing, you know, over again. Luckily that shut at 3 p.m. and that was the end of it. But it was sort of just experiences like that which, you know, added up, you know, some miles on a car. You know, it's not so much about, and that's a metaphor for myself, right? So, you know, if you buy a brand new car and you just drive straight up 300,000 kilometers on it, like, that car probably can't drive that much anymore, you know what I mean? So, you know, compare that to a car that's 20 years old, but it's only done 20,000 kilometers on it. What's going to be better off, you know, age or the miles? If you know, drop a comment and let me know. All right, getting a lot of people just come in and out, and that's completely fine. You know, we're speaking to a completely cold audience here, guys. So the YouTube algorithm has hated me for a long time, and to be honest, I've been too lazy in the past to, you know, regularly, consistently post all the content I need for the right level of engagement. So, you know, all we can do is just keep pushing. I take this 100% seriously, so hopefully, eventually, you know, people will see how serious I take it, that they'll start to take me serious as well. But even if they don't, that's completely fine. They can keep listening to, whatever the mainstream media is pushing, or some local bands. What I found is I struggle to find artists that aren't signed these days, or that don't have at least 100,000 followers type thing on social media. So yeah. Anyway, guys, what else do we have to speak about? So yeah, we spoke about the caffeine overdose. Every day back then was like a bender every week was going out, so that's why basically I quit drinking. And this song is about that, and it ends with a lot of hope and a positive message. And it's on Spotify right now. It's called "I Don't Want to Cry," and the stripped back version has just been released on my YouTube page, so that's up now. I've been posting it on all my different social medias and stuff. So yeah, we're gonna keep posting. By the way, at the end of the clip, there was also a sneak peek of the new song that's yet to drop with the Quavo beat. If you like Quavo or you like Migos, I highly suggest looking at the end of the video clip that I just put up on YouTube. It's got a 30-second clip of me rapping over that Quavo beat that he put up recently on Instagram. He did a challenge for everyone to engage in, so I've participated in that one, and I'm doing a little music video that's dropping on Friday for the Quavo challenge as well. Yeah, so let me just check my Instagram quickly, see if anyone's seen that story. Oh, it hasn't even uploaded yet. I think it's because I turned my phone off. That's okay. How are we going with the chat? Hello, how you going, Jo? And what else we got here? www. Hello, Gavin, how you going, mate? This Susan girl thought you were hot. No worries, that's cool. I appreciate that, but let's not try to get my ego too high, guys. I got a girlfriend. But yeah, if you like me, go check out the music. I ask you, go check out the song. I Don't Want to Cry on all platforms. So other than that, what else do we have to speak about? All right. So a few other reasons why I don't drink anymore. Basically, I've had very bad family history with alcohol. So it all starts on my dad's side. My dad's, I think it's his grandfather or his great grandfather. He was addicted to drinking metho. So if you don't know what methylated spirits, or I think they call it the white fairy. That shit has poison in it, and he was drinking that for who knows how long. So it ended up killing him, and he had a lot of mental illness caused also from this as well. So yeah, basically that's one reason to stay away with my genetics as well. And then to make matters worse, I've had two very close family members, my parents' siblings, so two of them. One ended up dying, so her body was found off a cliff after she, who knows what happened, right? But I don't know. But we do know alcohol was in her system at the time. So yeah, that's very, very painful for me and my family to even talk about. But at the same time, my auntie dying is just one of the reasons that has inspired me to write this song about addiction. Not that she was addicted, but just what substance can do, and what it can cause, because it's just so often glamorized. All the rappers that was rapping about drinking, doing drugs, all of the prescription stuff and all of that. And for me, when I first started getting into hip hop and rap music and that, I'm obviously going to listen to the best artists out there. And, I remember being 14 listening to Tupac rapping about, smoking weed, drinking, and, if you're seeing all of the cool people do stuff like that, even if you're told that it's not cool, the people that aren't cool are telling you that it's not cool. Whereas the people that are cool, or at least that you think are cool because they're being promoted by these record labels and the media constantly, they're preaching these bad messages, and who knows what that's about, fully, unless you're in that circle itself. But we know that it programs the youth to want to try these things and do these things. And for me, getting into rap music, I feel like it was definitely a bad influence seeing people do this sort of stuff. So, I, with my music now, because I love music so much, I want to try to make my music as positive as possible to spread a good message, because it's, it's, anything can be cool, really, if people get behind it. So, if you're listening to a song about, doing shots or getting drunk, then you're going to think that's really cool. But then if you just end up being a drunk and you end up jumping off a cliff or shooting yourself in the head or doing something like that because of the state of mind you're in, then how cool is that really, And that's how I felt with drinking anyway, and that's why I had to quit. So, and it's not just me, but my father, he recently quit as well. He was struggling with his alcohol addiction at one point too. And I feel like a lot of people do, but they just don't want to admit it because it's so normalized and all of that. So, what else can you do really? Well, I've been prescribed antidepressants before. And to be honest, if you're just taking up, if you've got a receptor and then you've got this antidepressant which is blocking the receptor so you don't, or it's filling that receptor so that you don't feel sad, but then it's not really giving you pure pleasure, then how's that going to help? The moment it's gone, you're going to feel completely miserable, which I felt many times. Yeah, so antidepressants, they definitely didn't work for me. What I found worked best for me is just the trying to just make your body function how it should function. Makes so much sense, right? Like, you put fuel in a car, you put oil in a car, and you put coolant in a car. Now, if you don't put coolant in the car, if you don't put any of those things in your car, and instead you just put Coca-Cola in all of in all your fuel, all of that, and vodka maybe, what's going to happen? It's really that simple. The moment you give the car what it needs, it runs properly. The moment you start putting all this random shit in your car, it breaks down and stops working properly. So basically, that's that's pretty much it. You know, all I had to do was make sure my diet's in check, and that's, you know, more important for my mind than my physical body every day of the week. So I just try to remember that, because if I eat like shit, my productivity goes out the window. But ever since I quit drinking, ever since you know, I've tried to stay on top of dietary stuff and just being healthy in general, my productivity's gone up. You know, after this, I'll probably just get on the iPad, start drawing some tattoo designs or some flash, and then later on I'll probably, you know, film some more videos and stuff like that as well. Maybe write a new song um, that we can talk about as well. So I've got quite a lot more music coming as well. There's some other stuff I wanted to talk about too. Oh, got a couple people there. Hey, if you're just joining, just promoting the new single that just dropped, or I should say new music video. It will release on Spotify shortly, but we have a stripped back emotional rap ballad that I just dropped yesterday at 6 p.m. So just trying to promote that currently. Alright, so basically, instead of drinking, instead of eating bad, and, you know, taking antidepressants or pharmacology sort of stuff, I'm a big believer in what they call mental transmutation. So it was introduced to me a while back, this book called the Kabbalion, and it talked about alchemy and what the ancients believed, right? So before chemistry was around, the ancients, they believed that you could actually treat your mind how they used to treat alchemy. So they used to believe that they could turn, the alchemists, they believed they could turn lead to gold, and that lead's impure, gold is pure. Gold lasts forever, it doesn't rust, and, you know, lead will oxidize or whatever happens to the lead, right? So basically, mental transmutation, being able to change one state of mind into another with your own will, and to basically refine yourself as a person. So instead of just you know, having all these mixture of personalities, that's a tug of war between, you know, the angry version of yourself, and then the happy version of yourself, and this tug of war in your mind that's always happening. You know, these ups and downs, they're always going to really happen to us, but, you know, what we can do is we can try to minimize the effects of these negative states of minds that we go into. So, and to really have an effect, then, you know, you want to try and get your center. So between the spot that you exist between your highest state of mind and your lowest state of mind, in the middle there, if we can just raise that center, the average, then we're doing really, really great. If we're in that real negative low state, if we're able to just be really mindful and meditate through that process, then that's also going to really, really, really help us too. So I find that, you know, good diet, eating well, listening to sound bowls, listening to binaural beats, isochronic tones, healing music. Not to sound like a hippie or anything like that, but all of these things help, because I feel like, you know, just the ritual of trying to feel good makes you feel good. So, you know, when you tidy a room and you organize the room so it's really neat and there's no mess everywhere, then that is, you know, in a way, it's a ritual, because you're basically setting up the room in a way to prepare it for other activities. You know, the room is going to go from being clean to messy eventually. So, you know, the ritual of cleaning the room allows you to feel better when you're actually doing other stuff, right? And I feel like the ritual of looking after yourself and, you know, honoring your inner artist, getting enough sleep, all of that really adds with the productivity and the creativity as well. And You know, I still have real bad lows all the time. Like when we say this, we're saying this in the best possible state of mind. So, you know, I don't want to share with you guys my worst, but if you go to the new music video that dropped yesterday at 6 p.m., you can see me when I was at my absolute worst, when I was at my lowest, suicidal, didn't want to exist anymore at all. So, yeah, I Don't Want to Cry, stripped back version. It's my most emotional, meaningful song that I've ever released. So, people can go give that one a thumbs up, drop a comment, give it a little bit of love. It means so, so, so much to me. And you know, everything we've been talking about, it's like the 1%, they don't really want you knowing this, you know. They want to be the problem so that they can also be the solution to that problem, if that makes sense. That's what all the shiznick with the when you had to go get that thing in your arm, that's what that was all about, right? They tell us there's this huge problem, COVID, and you know, the problem's never really even a problem. The flu just disappeared, and you know, people are still lining up to go try and fix that problem. And you know, there's been plenty of people being compensated from side effects and all of that shit. So basically, you know, they don't want us to know that we can take our own health into our own hands, and they want to, they don't want us to know that, you know, we don't need to take any pill to feel good. All we have to do is just learn to master our own minds, and to do that, we actually have to take care of our body where our mind resides. So if you take care of the body, the mind will start to feel better. It's not as simple as just taking care of the body. It's the ritual of trying to take care of yourself, because wherever the attention goes is where this energy they talk about flows. And you know, you see the movies, you see the news, the way capitalism is and consumerism is. All this shit is built to control us anyway, you know, like you don't need to buy stuff to be happy. You just have to experience things that you find exciting, right? And if you have to do the same thing every single fucking day, how exciting can things really be when you feel like you're in a box, you know, a box that you can't escape because of money or whatever. We all worship money for some reason. We just want to get drunk. We just want to have the cars. We just want to be rich or some shit. It's all bullshit, man. As I said, when I first started rapping, I was in metal bands and rock bands before I started rapping, and you know, when I wanted to fit in, you know, I was listening to all this music that had like drug dealers rapping about shit and gangsters and all that, and I'm like, I'm that's not my life. Like, how am I supposed to? How's people supposed to relate to me? No. How am I supposed to fit in? Is what I was thinking. So even then, you know, just the moment you're trying to be cool, you're not cool anymore because you're trying to fit into that box instead of just making your own. You know, instead of just making your own space, being yourself. So, you know, what I eventually learned was, if I'm going to be like anyone else, then I just came from this metal background, doing all this music. was inspired by the latest Chris Brown song or whatever. He's talking about girls not being loyal or whatever. So I made the song Slam Piece, which I love the beat still. I love the flow, but in terms of the sexual stuff, it's not me anymore. It was like the devil on my shoulder, which now isn't connected anymore. So it's now the angel on my shoulder. And with the angel, I want to try to, spread this positive message that I've been talking about the whole time. So, there might still be appearances of the sex wolf. It's like that Eminem Slim Shady shit. The sex wolf is prepared to, spit his darkest thoughts. Just like the sales shark is prepared to hustle and dance his way to the top of the table or the boardroom or whatever solar or sales shit he's up to. But I'm not in sales anymore either, so there's not really going to be much more appearance of the sales shark, but there might be appearance of the wolf shark. So the wolf shark, I made this beat the other day and I'm calling it the wolf shark because it has a synth from Sales Shark, but it also has a synth that I used in Slam Piece from my first album. So those two synths are in the new song. I'm calling it Wolf Shark, mixture of Sales Shark and Sex Wolf, basically. So if you don't know what Sex Wolf is, go on my page, check out that album there, and have a little listen to that one. And yeah, I'm just gonna check the chat again, see if we have anything else said. Not really, yo. Appreciate everyone jumping on and having a little listen anyway. I'm gonna get going in a little bit. Was there anyone that I didn't hit up to come on the live stream? Might see if I can get some people on quickly. It's alright, I've been bugging everyone with messages recently, so I just gotta message everyone again or back, see how everyone's doing. But yeah, it's been fun to do this little live stream anyway. Something else I was going to talk about was I'm going to have soon a 24-hour live stream that's going to be going constantly. So all my music videos are going to be in a little loop. I might just be talking a little bit in between some of the songs, explaining the backstory, or when the loop repeats, I'll reintroduce the video basically. So have that. I might even have these live streams that I've been doing the last couple of days as part of the loop, so they can just continuously broadcast over and over again. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy how these live streams get promoted so much more than other videos, right? So people just keep jumping on random people that I've never fucking seen before in my whole life. How's it going? Where you from? Jumped off straight. Someone just jumped off straight away as soon as I asked them where they're from. Keeps going up to 0, 1, and 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, I think one point we had 10 people on, which is pretty sick. I haven't even really been promoting this shit. Next time what I'll do is I might have one of those countdowns that goes for maybe 1 or 2 hours or something. That way people can just see it come up and they click on it and they're like, oh, there's a live stream that's going to be in 2 hours, any of my subscribers and stuff, because we've been on 40 minutes or something, but how many of my subscribers would have seen this live stream so far versus how many people would just be random cold audience. So I reckon write a comment if you're my subscriber or not. If you're not a subscriber, don't write any comments. How many people we got in right now? Oh, we only got one person right now. So how's it going, man? Where are you from? I'll check the chat. No, it just disappeared on me. That's so good. The main reason I'm doing this, and I encourage people to start jumping on the live stream and asking whatever questions or whatever, but I'll just keep talking and just keep ranting, just speak for 1-2 hours. I don't give a fuck. People might watch it afterwards, they might not. Okay, I'm just gonna keep doing these live streams, but I reckon, if we have like a 2-hour countdown before the next time I actually do one of these live streams, that way people will know what's going. What I'll do actually is maybe we can organise the live streams to be on a particular day. So maybe instead of no one knowing when it is, if we just make this a regular thing, like let's say every Wednesday. I do sometimes have to work on Wednesday. But let's just say every Wednesday. What time is it now? Okay. So we've been on since like 1:10. Let's say every Wednesday at 1 o'clock. We'll do a live stream. When is the best time to do live streams? I'm going to look it up. When is the best time to do a live stream on YouTube? So it says between 6 and 9 p.m. Monday to Friday. Alright, cool. So obviously we've been doing it completely wrong. This live stream was at 1 o'clock, 10 past 1. So if we just start live streaming at say 6 p.m. every Wednesday, we're going live. Yep, 6 p.m. every single Wednesday we'll go live instead of the random times that we've recently been doing. That's pretty much it, guys. So, we've covered a lot of stuff today. We spoke about alcohol addiction, caffeine overdosing that I experienced once, going out way too much, the new music video being out, the links are the videos on the main page of YouTube. It's right there. Just go check it out. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. What does it make you feel? Let me know what it makes you feel inside. I need to know this stuff. Okay, I know what it makes me feel, but without any feedback, all I have is the fucking haters letting me know how it makes them feel. Which puts a smile on my face every single day. So, yeah, other than that, we spoke about my family's history of mental illness and how alcohol just doesn't respond well to us. We spoke about antidepressants, receptors in the brain, how it blocks those receptors, and it just doesn't help, makes you numb, basically. And then we spoke about mental transmutation, meditation, alchemy, and just making a ritual for good health and for a good state of mind, right? Health in the body makes the mind better. And then we also just spoke about the news and media, the 1% trying to control us, and by basically, you know, affecting our mental health in a negative way, they get their ultimate goal of population control or whatever they're trying to do. And other than that, that pretty much covers it. So yeah, I want to know also any other artists that might come across this video. If you know how to set up a pre-save link on Spotify, please let me know, because I have not been able to get a pre-save link, but I've seen a few other local rappers and stuff, people that I've met. I've seen that they've been able to upload pre-save links. So, if anyone knows, without me having to go ask how to set up a pre-save link on for Spotify, can you just let me know how to do that in the comment section? And yeah, guys, that pretty much covers the whole live stream. I've been going for fucking 46 minutes now, so I don't even know what to talk about. My hay fever's starting to come in pretty bad, actually. Like, I'm gonna blow my nose after this one. Anyway, it's actually pretty difficult since I got this nose piercing recently, to even blow my nose. But anyway, the new music video, it's been out now for just under 24 hours. I'd love to hear your opinion of the song. I feel like it's very relatable. It's about addiction and overcoming addiction and mental health. And my nose, I promise you, my nose is actually just itchy, just a little scratching right there. I was not trying to pick the nose or touch snot. So anyway, guys, it's been a pleasure doing this live stream again. Next time, we're going to do it again. We might just do, I might even go live Friday, 6 p.m. I'll let you guys know if I do Friday, 6 p.m. on Thursday. Otherwise, I'll see you next Wednesday at 6 p.m. Sounds like a deal. Goodbye. Thanks everyone that's watched. Thanks for everyone who clicks this video in the future. I'm just gonna go draw a picture, maybe work on a beat, maybe go get some food because I'm freaking starving right now. I need to go to the gym by the looks of things. But yeah, anyway guys, it's been a pleasure. See you later. Enjoy the rest of your week. See you either Friday or on Wednesday. Make sure you keep watching the I Don't Want to Cry music video. If you go on my Instagram, the link, or on my Facebook, there's a button. If you click that button or the link, it'll take you through to my link tree. Now, the first link there is the stripped back version, but it's in a playlist. So if you just let that playlist completely play through, it'll play something like 15 of my songs or whatever, and it will massively help the algorithm. But if you just want to play that link, just let it play through, that's completely fine. If you want to even comment on some of those videos that you do like in that link, let me know what you think as well. So just jump on my Instagram, click that first link that you see to the link tree, and then the first one that pops up, that I Don't Want to Cry stripped back version, at least let that play through. Yeah, even if it's just background music and you just have it turned down a little bit, that'll be fucking unreal. And yeah, just keep jamming it until we get to something like, I don't know, I want this one to try and get 500 views, or if we get to a fucking 1,000, that would be unreal. I'd actually be so stoked with that, because 1,000 eyes is so much, and that's sort of what I'm aiming for eventually for a live show. You know what I mean? I don't really want to do stadiums or a massive. You know, I don't want to be fucking Post Malone or Michael Jackson on stage. I just want to be that dude that's local, that's on stage, that's playing to 1,000 people, maybe 2,000 people. But you know, right now the goal is 1,000 people, and then we can try to 10x it later. But yeah, if you know how to do that shit with the Spotify, the hyper follow fucking pre-save link, please let me know. After this, as I said, the song is about addiction, quitting alcohol, quitting vaping. We all still have our vices. For me, it's either going to the gym or it is smoking my medical cannabis that I get. So after this, I'm going to go have some more medical cannabis. Is it medication? I don't know. I feel like it's a mixture of recreational and medication. I want to try and get myself a vaporizer, like one of those volcanoes maybe, and then just have fun, try to just slowly reduce my intake. You know, who knows? Another 10 years, I might just be taking CBD oil and that's it. But right now we're alcohol free, we're drug free, we're cigarette nicotine free. All we have is caffeine, a little bit of sugar. I'm not going to completely ban sugar in it because it's just in everything, right? And we also have THC, CBD, the cannabis. Yeah. Even then, we're trying to just cut back a little bit on that cannabis a little bit as well. So, yeah, if you know anyone that's been addicted or suffered from mental health problems or anything like that, please share that link to the playlist with them. That they might not like the stripped back version, but they might like the original version, and vice versa. So if you just send them the link to the playlist, it'll play through. They can get a real feel for me, because at the end of the day, one song, and then you're gonna say you don't like it or you do like it or whatever. I don't even feel like even if you heard one of my songs and you were like, this is the fucking best song that I ever fucking heard, bro. Even if you said that to me, if you're only gonna listen to that one song, then you might be wrong, you know what I mean? Like, I've heard artists before where I like one of their songs. Vanilla Ice was the last one, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, I used to fuck with Ice Ice Baby, but I don't really know all the other songs they did. I do know them, but I do know them now, but admittedly, I wouldn't say that I'm a Vanilla Ice fan, so you can't really say that you like or you hate something until you've actually ran it a few. Like you probably know how you feel about, say, Post Malone or The Weeknd or Justin Bieber, right? But you probably heard more than one song. You probably heard more than a 10-second clip of that one song too. So if you go on my playlist, Instagram, Facebook, that will get you there. And send that playlist to anyone who's ever struggled with addiction, or anyone that's ever suffered with mental health problems, and ask them if they can relate to that. You know what I mean? If it's not your cup of tea, the music style, that's fine. But I'm just trying to find the people that it is their cup of tea, and I'm not a fucking famous record label that's got millions of dollars to spend. So, I really need all of the help I can get from you guys, from the people that are watching now. I'm asking you from the bottom of my heart. Check out the playlist, or at least go on that video, watch it through. Let me know what you think of it, please. I spent hours and hours grinding at this shit, so I really would love some feedback on it. Even if you don't like it that much, let me know. I don't need all the attention in the world, but I'd love to connect with some of you that feel the same way as I do. I really would. So yeah, fuck, we said we're gonna get off and it's already been another 10 minutes or so. So anyway, guys, I've been on way too long. So I'm gonna say goodbye. I'm gonna go blow my nose. I'm gonna go work on some other shit, and I'll see you either Friday or Saturday. So have a good one, guys. Enjoy the rest of your week. If you are gonna drink, enjoy that shit. Doesn't mean you can't not listen to the song. Doesn't mean you can't not enjoy the song. You might just enjoy it from a melodic standpoint, or you might still feel the way that I've explained it in the song. But you know, maybe you're just not ready to give it up yet, and you're still having fun with that. Which, all the power to you, man. I was the exact fucking same as you. So it's been a pleasure, guys. I'll see you later. I appreciate all of y'all that have fucked with me, and anyone that's jumped on, anyone that's checked out the new music video that just dropped. I love it. Just before I go, by the way, I have a new website up. It's been up for a couple of weeks now. It's called Jonathan Burgess Music.wordpress.com. And if you jump on that one, I have now an email list you can sign up for a newsletter. So I'll send through whenever there's a new music video. You don't have to rely on YouTube to promote it or send it to you. I'll email you personally the new music video, and not only that, I'll let you know everything that's been going down, like the stuff that I would fucking normally write into, you know, or write into my diary. I'll be writing down in these little newsletters, you know, little behind the scenes exclusive sort of information and stuff as well. And not only that, it will give you access to an exclusive community that I'm trying to build. So it's not up and running yet. There's not really much content, but I am going to be putting up content that I haven't really released anywhere else up on this website. So if you jump on that, sign up to that newsletter, it will also give you access to that community. The thing about the community is it will require a password to access the community. Once you have that password, it will get you into it and you can access it whenever you want. And all that will happen is there'll be regular updates of the community. So basically, I'll come along, update the password, but I'll also send out an email letting everyone know, hey, this is the new password to access the new information in the community, because we're trying to keep the community exclusive. You know, if everyone starts getting into it, then you know, it's not really exclusive anymore. So you do have to maintain the you know, the support and being a part of the community to access all of that extra behind the scenes exclusive content that I'm planning on dropping. I've already got a bunch of stuff that I'm going to be uploading when I get some time. And yeah, guys, that's pretty much it, man. So it's been a pleasure. 58 minutes and 17 seconds. We did pretty good. Like when I first started doing these live streams, I was like, the first thing I was worried about is if there would just be, you know, all these people that I don't know asking me all this random shit and not knowing what to say. But the second thing that I was worried about was, you know, not being able to maintain talking to the camera by myself without people asking questions like you see some of these other motherfuckers on the live stream getting. So it's cool to actually speak to you guys and, you know, in this monologue form. And even though there's not a lot of you, and you know, like right now I think there's one person watching, and at one point we had 10 people watching. So you know, some people are just going to see little small bits. To the 1 or 2 people, or 10, 5, 6, 7, 100, I don't give a fuck how many, but to those people that have watched this whole thing through, that ride with the whole thing, that actually will go along and check out that playlist and all of that stuff, fucking hit me up, man, because you know, I got some shirts that I've been wanting to get rid of anyway, and anyone that's gonna fucking ride with me that fucking hard, I want to give you a free fucking shirt. So yeah, this video is going to be reposted in probably about the next 20, 30 minutes. So anyone that sees the whole thing through, that watches this whole thing through, that hears me say that. You know, if you're really riding with me that hard, then hit me up on Instagram or Facebook, and yeah, I'll get you a fucking free shirt, man. Sounds good. So anyway, guys, it's been an hour now that I've been on live stream, so I'm gonna bounce. It's been fucking a pleasure and a blast, as I said, and as we say in Australia, see you later, alligator, or in Italy, arrivederci, ciao. Don't really know any other ones, to be honest, but yeah, no worries, guys. Have a safe week. Take care of the weekend. Keep running up this new music video on my main page right now. Appreciate y'all. I'll just quickly see if there's anyone else in the chat speaking. No, all good. See you later. This video will be re-uploaded soon, so if you come and watch it over the last 5 minutes, 10 minutes, then just know you can re-watch it if you need to as well. So no worries, guys. I'll see you on Friday. There's new song, new music video coming out on Friday too, so let's run this one up, because the reality is if it doesn't go good enough and I have a bad day, there's always a chance it might not get uploaded on Friday. I don't want to do that, mate. I'm trying to stay on this shit properly. So yeah, check out the new music video just dropped. For anyone that's ever gone through addiction or mental health problems that just gone crazy, you're gonna fucking enjoy it. So trust me, check that shit out. See you later, guys. It's a pleasure.